Hey guys, what's up? Jarod and Gabby back for another episode of the Kicks and Shit Show. You have a lot of excitement over there, flashing fingers. Like, what is going on?
I know. I feel like I should have diamonds on each of these fingers when I'm going like this. I mean, that's like bold. So I've got like two bold rings on each of them. But we are on episode 8. That's why I got to show all of my non-thumb fingers.
We are on episode 8. You know, diamond rings will probably go well with those Cuban link chains you're talking about. See, folks, little behind the scenes, like these are what conversations with us are like during non-recording days. Gabby will just send me a note like, "Yo, what do you think if I got this Cuban link chain?" And I'll just be like, "It's thought. That's a thought."
Every day, every day. And I know you don't mean THOT with that one.
No, thought. Thought.
No, I got you. The best part is that usually I have an example of me already wearing said piece. That was the best part. Is I sent you one that was like all like blinged out from All Star Weekend, and I was like, "How about this? Look at how good this selfie looks."
these are the conversations we have. No, and they're great because it's about, yo, what do you think about this? What about this? And it's like, but it's just crazy. Literally, I feel like I talked to you and I said it the other day. I think I call her probably 75 times a day on like just random things. And it's like but then the conversation then evolves into something else, like, oh, I'm at the grocery store, or yo, I'm wearing ankle weights right now, like walking around my neighborhood. And I'm like, what?
Yo, don't knock the ankle weights until you try them. Aside from giving you a look of cankles, I've had to up my stock game because of it. You know, like I feel like my ankle weights are keeping me in check. Summer has not been canceled. I got to get my legs ready. Whew, I'm crying. I'm getting so emotional.
You're so emotional.
Oh, so emotional. Might also be allergies. Not the corona, but you know.
Yeah,
ankle weights and Cuban links get me like feeling some kind of way.
We're not here for no Rona, but we are here for ankle weights and Cuban link chains. But it's so funny. Now we're going to get into our 90-second shootdown because it stems from a conversation that Gabby and I had this week. Well, really, it's an ongoing conversation we have literally just about every day. So you guys know Kicks and Shit, right? We're here for shoes and fit pics and all this stuff for our social profiles. And Gabby's always like, yo, I need a pic from you today. Here's what we're going to do. Blah, blah, blah. I send her some photos. And inevitably, they're always wrong, right? Like, they're not squared correctly. Like, the fit is weird. The angle's weird. Everything's just wrong. And I was thinking, are boys even good at like picture taking? Like, like the actual art of, yo, take this photo. And at least I want to speak for me. Like, I'm terrible at it. Now, I know when I'm looking at something, what I like and what is good, but the actual process of, yo, put this hat like this, put the thing this way. No. You got to zoom out because I got to crop it in to put the border around. Like all those things. I'm like, what? I don't know, man. Like, I have no idea. And I'm one of those people that like when I'm bad at something, and I'm waiting on approval for, oh, can you see this is good? No, do this, and this. Because I'm bad, it frustrates me more and I get more annoyed. Now I'm like, forget it. Now I'm not doing this, right? Like, it's that kind of like ridiculous thing. And that is what conversations with Gabby and I are like when it comes to, yo, got to get this up for social media. But, she's a good partner, so she helps. My remedial self.
I like that. I like that you're talking about me like she's a good partner. Like she's not listening and having this conversation with you. I appreciate that. But I want to say, like, and maybe my network is biased. I am blessed to follow and be friends with a bunch of content creators. Spoiler alert, they're dudes. So they're really great. So I can't say like are girls better at taking pictures than guys. But I will say like the average female understands the language of detail. That's the most PC way that I can put that, I think, and still be polite. But I just, here's my thing. I would like to reveal some of these transcripts between Jarod and I. I mean, and yes, we do talk about this 75 times a day, but I think you make me seem to be like Kaiser Rosenthal over here. And like,
she's a tyrant.
Just like 3 degrees to the right, I don't know what a ziggy is. I can't even speak today, but it's like, that's what it makes it sound like. I just don't want your kicks to be cropped out of the photo because at the end of the day, we are not just about the shits, but we're about the kicks.
Fair enough.
So,
fair enough. And to be fair, Gabby is very helpful with me on this. Because again, it's just me. It's one of those things where I'm not good at something, so therefore I'm not good. I put the least amount of effort into it, right? It's like, well, I'm already bad, so let me not even try to be good, right? Whereas most people are like, no, I want to improve. I'm like, no, know your strengths and weaknesses. You're bad at that. Don't even bother. Do what you're really good at. I know. It's just my logic.
So what you're saying is I shouldn't say do less, Jarod, because there's nothing less than what you're doing. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Because
Hey,
that's what I'm getting from that.
hey, my picks this week were really good. The last batch, not the ones I sent you a couple days ago.
I wish we could highlight like the last batch in flashing letters, just for that one. That's for you guys watching us on YouTube. That's a special for you. You get to see the last batch.
It was very cute because Gabby wrote back to me in text. How about these? Quote, they're not my favorite. And that is just her nice way of being like, they suck.
No. They were like a step above suck. They didn't suck.
Oh,
they just,
okay.
again, I don't want things to be cut off. And like, I just want to clarify too, because I know you and I talk about this offline all the time, and people watching who don't know us IRL probably think like, who's this crazy B or crazy G, whatever you want to call her. I'm not out here trying to be the expert. Like, I never know what to do with my hands in a picture. I'm not going to lie, which is why I'm usually like, there's like a hand in my hair or my signature pose. Before the millennials started doing this, you know who you did it first? Your girl right here.
That's right, Gabby Rosendahl.
Go scroll back in my feed. I've been doing it for a while, but I just think like I know what a good picture looks like. There's no formula to it. Like whether it's a flat lay, and for those who aren't aware, flat lay is when you take an overhead photo of everything laying flat. So when you take a flat lay, I don't want stuff to be cut off. If that's too demanding, call me too demanding. But you know what? I want the best for us, Jarod. Is that too much to ask?
No, and I appreciate you. Thank you.
I appreciate you as well. On the record.
All right, now you have an interesting thing you want to talk about for your 90-second showdown.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk about sneakers and options. Your girl loves a good option. I mean, look what's surrounding me. This is only a portion of my sneaker collection, but I've been doing a lot of research lately on just, the history of sneaker culture, just because nothing bad comes from educating yourself. But I think my problem and the reason I haven't bought as many pairs lately, not just because of COVID, and I'm trying to be, a budgetista. Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. Or fiscally responsible. It's the adult way of saying budgetista, which is a word that I just made up. I think that there's sometimes just too many options, but also not enough options at the same time. Like, I don't want to look like everybody else. Don't get me wrong. I get hype over the same launches that are hype. Like, I was not into the Ben & Jerry's at first, as we all know. And then all of a sudden, I was seeing little, like, chunky dunks over my head in my sleep. I just think that, is it consumerist culture instead of the magic? Like, what is it that's sparking that? Like, and I love my Yeezys. I have the Beluga version 2s that came out a few years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago. And I love them. They're probably the most comfortable thing that I've put on my feet, but I have not bought a pair of Yeezys since because I see them everywhere. They're a dime a dozen. There's a million pairs that launch, and even no brand is safe in this conversation, by the way. Like I see like 37 Jordans launch a week.
Yeah,
people buying these, yep. Are they not? Like, it kind of takes away from that magic and that mystique for me when you're like, ooh, there was that one launch that I want. And you guys know me. I'm someone who buys to wear. Mm-hmm. And if I'm not going to rock with it, or I think it's like super collectible and really cool for a different reason, I'm not going to go after it. But at a certain point, I'm kind of like, should we do quality over quantity?
Well, I don't disagree with you. You know what the problem, of course, is, and it's something we're going to get into later on in this episode, but it's about commercialism and capitalism, right? Like, these shoe companies, at the end of the day, we may be in it for what the shoe says about us and our style and who we are as people and our artistic flair and all that, as well as the artists who design them. You know what they about? How much money we make in this quarter, right? Like, that's what they're about. And so the way they do that is to be like, well, let's put out more lines of this stuff so more people buy. It's when things go mainstream, right? Because ultimately, that's who Nike and Adidas and all these people have to answer to as shareholders. Like, truth be told, I was going to say they don't care about the consumer. I don't want to say that. But the people that they have to answer to are the shareholders. Because every quarter, hey man, stock price is down. What's up with that, right? Like, and so merchandise and sales and revenue is key.
I agree with that. I think, though, we were talking about our Devil Wears Prada analogy about how, like, you're wearing a blue sweater because 3 years earlier on the runways, I chose that blue for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like the big shareholders and the
Mm-hmm.
designers and the
Mm-hmm.
artists and the creators that be, right? That's where that starts from. And I totally believe in that full pyramid scale. But at a certain point, like, even the people who say that they're not shopping for fashion, you're buying something because you like the way that it looks, right?
Of
So
course.
even the 10 June, there's a reason that's the number one grossing sneaker. You know, not my taste, but that's fine. You know, it's a basic enough sneaker that someone is like, I like the way that looks. And my point is, for some of the less coveted launches, let's see like what's not doing well. Like I say, I see Jordans on sale sometimes, and I'm shocked because that never used to be the case. So then, if it were me, and it is not me because this is just me talking on my soapbox over here, I would think like maybe launch a few less pairs and focus on the kind of model that is working. If it's all about from a shareholder perspective, that's kind of where I'm coming from.
And that's an interesting point and a wonderful note to wrap that on. But I don't disagree with you. I just think ultimately, and we're gonna get into this later, it's the culture and originality versus mainstream and profit making. But stay tuned. We'll be back.